What we witnessed on SmackDown last night was historic, and I don't mean that in a good way. We're talking about a glitch. We're talking about a signal loss. We're talking about a blackout. We're talking about disruption. We're talking about madness. We're talking about frustration. First of all, right at the top of the video, as we always do, because without you, there is no show and view. Remember to hype, like, comment, interact. What did you think about the Blue Brains SmackDown last night on Sci-Fi? What to you stood out? What was entertaining? What was compelling? What kept you on the edge of your seat, if anything? What was the match of the night? The moment of the night? The storyline of the night for the Blue Brand at SmackDown last night on Sci-Fi. I think WWE SmackDown is going to return to the USA Network next week, but we all know with the Olympics going down, we all know what's happening there. But we have actually a lot of fallout. Actually, we have a lot of rumors and news coming out of SmackDown last night. So without wasting any more valuable time, we're going to get right into it right now. We're going to get down to the bare facts, and we're going to brew it up for each and every one of you because we trust and value the fans, the viewers, the subscribers. Whether you agree or disagree, that's all that it means to the brash and the brazen. We are talking about WWE production deliberately hitting the kill switch, viewers, hitting that kill switch. 1 second, Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax are brawling. The next second, total black screen. What went down? What happened? Now, we all know that this is the build-up to the Elimination Chamber 2026. Silence, confusion, and then the reports started flooding in. This wasn't technical. This was TKO panic, and the fallout is absolutely nuclear. The word backstage is that both Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax could be terminated or fired immediately following the segment. And why? What happened? What went down, viewers, fans, and subscribers? Well, could contracts be terminated here? Badges pulled, escorted out, all over a wardrobe malfunction that was so severe, the suits in the truck decided it was better to kill the entire broadcast than to let one more second air. And while TKO is firing legends for accidents, Drew McIntyre is out here committing actual crimes in the ring against the Viper Randy Orton. We need to talk about the double standard in this very video. Smash that like button if you want the uncensored truth about WWE news and rumors and the SmackDown blackout. Let's get right into it because we have set the precedent at an all-time high. Let's set the scene. Now remember, SmackDown was not on USA Network last night, which may have been a little bit more leverage. Maybe would have added a little bit more extremists. However, it doesn't get much more extreme than what we were about to bring up and what we were about to bring down right here on SeanzViewEnt Entertainment, because we're going to give you the lowdown on the SmackDown. Let's set the scene. The Elimination Chamber Extreme event in Chicago. The PLE, it is coming up. It is right around the corner. Now, you might think that the shock last night was Charlotte Flair losing. Charlotte Flair getting the L in the match. Charlotte Flair, she's not going to be included in the Elimination Chamber? You got to be kidding me. Well, let's set the scene. Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax in this triple threat match. It was high stakes. It was high reward. The action spills, and then the wardrobe malfunction appears. Is this the Attitude Era? Well, if it was the Attitude Era back in 98, 97, 99, they would zoom in. In the PG era, they cut away. Black screen. Does not want it to be seen. In the TKO era, they nuked the feed, ladies and gentlemen. Millions of screens went black. No commentary, no police standby, just a void. Why? Because under the new Netflix mandates, brand safety is God, okay? Now, we all know Netflix and Monday Night Raw go together, but we also know that Sci-Fi was producing SmackDown last night. But again, there are still mandates to the WWE because the WWE does have a relationship with Netflix as well. So they have some say here, even though this is the blue brand of SmackDown. Sources are telling me that Triple H and Nick Khan are going to rumors and gossip online, not confirmed. We're watching in Guerrilla, and the order was given instantly, cut it. But cutting the feed wasn't enough. By the time Charlotte and Nia Jax got through the curtain, the decision had already been made. Fired. Imagine the multi-time champions. Imagine that, viewers. Multi-time champions. WrestleMania main eventers voided on the spot because of a costume failure. This is the new corporate zero tolerance in the WWE. You don't get a warning anymore. Oh, no, no, no. You get scolded. You don't get a fine. You don't get produced and minuted to purgatory of being a curtain jerker. No, no, no. You don't get regulated to, again, the first match of the night or a mid-carder. No, no, no. You don't get suspended even, viewers. No, it goes further. It goes beyond that, ladies and gentlemen. If you embarrass the stockholders, you are gone. Legal is already reporting drafting the release papers for breach of broadcast standards. Now, if Netflix sees that WWE can't control its own product, the deal shakes. TKO just sacrificed 2 queens to save the kingdom. However, this could all be part of the angle. This could all be part of the storyline. But what is not an angle, what is not a storyline, is that there was a botch, that there was a malfunction to the wardrobes of both Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair last night on Smackdown. Now, what happened after the screen went black? Chaos, absolute chaos, and bedlam, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Insiders describe a scene where producers were running around like the building was on fire. Triple H was reportedly in a shouting match with the production truck, demanding to know how the camera stayed on them even for a split second. This is a power struggle. The wrestling people, Triple H knew accidents happen. He knows that accidents can go down. Again, expect the unexpected. Remember, anything can happen in the WWE. The corporate people, TKO, see liabilities. And last night, the corporate people seemingly have won. They didn't care about the match finish. They didn't care about the storyline. They cared about liability. And to fire Nia Jax and Charlotte, this sends a message to the entire locker room. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is safe. If you're Roman Reigns, if you're Cody Rhodes, if you're Seth Rollins, if you're The Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Brock whoever you are, you're watching this and you're going, if my gear breaks, is my career over just like that? What a situation that is arising. But here is where it gets hypercritical. Here is where the corporate chaos really shows its face. While Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax are going to be terminated potentially for an accident, for a mishap on the Blue Brand of SmackDown last night on Friday night, what did we see later in the night? We saw Drew McIntyre not suspended, not fired, but armed and dangerous. Drew McIntyre took the WWE title belt and absolutely assaulted Randy Orton behind the official's back. Oh, maybe that's because the referee didn't see it. So if the referee didn't see it, it's not official. This wasn't a wrestling move. This was a beatdown. He cracked Orton's skull with the gold. So let me get this straight, TKO. You will cut the feed to black because of a wardrobe slip, but you will broadcast a man trying to end Randy Orton's career in 4K resolution. Make it make sense. This proves one thing, viewers. Money talks and conflict draws. Drew McIntyre is a top earner right now. He is the undisputed WWE champion. He's moving the merch. He's driving engagement, so he gets a pass for violence. But Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax potentially fired, terminated. This becomes a brand risk, so they get the axe. This is the definition, viewers, of corporate hypocritical corporate. Drew is holding the title like a weapon, and management is looking the other way because violence sells. But wardrobe malfunction scares the sponsors away. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it goes to the question, where do we go from here? Monday Night Raw is going to be probably the most watched show of the year. Okay, why? Everyone wants to know, will they address the blackout? Will Charlotte Flair, or will she be erased like she never existed, like the late Chris Benoit? Usually I would say the late great, but we can't say that here, I guess. I don't know. My prediction, they will pretend it never happened. They will scrub the footage. They will silence the audience. That is the TKO way. But we saw it. The screen went black. The careers ended, and we aren't going to let them forget it. If you stand with Charlotte, hit that like button. And if you think that the firing could be unjustified, comment, bring them back in the comment section below. Now, here on Show and View, we always cover the chaos that the others are afraid to touch. Subscribe so you don't miss the updates where the legal gets involved. The screen might have gone black for SmackDown last night. The screen might have gone back, ladies and gentlemen, but we are shining a light on the truth. That is where we're going, and that is where we're headed with this very thing. But, ladies and gentlemen, we go above and beyond. We go in depth because we are the best kept secret. And the algorithm might want to hide me. They might want to silence me. They might want to mute me. But as long as I am here, have no fear. I will provide and I will give you exactly what I'm about and what I bring to this very table, because I am willing and I am able and I will be stable. Because according to the dirt sheets, the websites and newsletters at this hour, Andrew Tate mocks Janelle Grant trafficking claims in the Vince McMahon case. Also, Janelle Grant says WWE tried to label relationship consensual without her approval. And Janelle Grant, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, Google it. We're not going to go deep into this, but I'm giving you the headlines. I'm giving you what we see, what we hear, what we know. Janelle Grant details suicide attempt after the WWE NDA fallout. Also, we are receiving word at this time that Britt Baker from AEW, we have not seen her wrestle. We have not seen her compete in some time. Britt Baker breaks silence on retirement rumors and confirms her wrestling future, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters at this hour. Britt Baker is not hanging up her boots, and she wants everyone to know after more than a year off of AEW television, the former AEW Women's Champion finally addressed the speculation surrounding her future during a red carpet interview. With fans questioning whether she had quietly stepped away from wrestling for good, Baker delivered a direct answer. I would not say I'm retired. No. But again, that doesn't really sound confident either. The WWE Smackdown results, highlights, and key moments for February the 20th, 2026, last night. Also, is AJ Styles fully done? Is he really retired from professional wrestling altogether? Well, AJ Styles is revealing the original plans for his WWE retirement match, according to those in the know. AJ Styles' retirement wasn't always supposed to happen at the Royal Rumble. It wasn't always going to happen at the Royal Rumble, but it did. As the Phenomenal One just revealed, he was originally going to retire at WrestleMania, the Showcase of Immortals, the Super Bowl of professional wrestling. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, there was rumors, gossip, and speculation that Drew McIntyre could have been suspended. Yes, you heard that right. Again, you can never shut off my episode in the first 3 to 10 minutes. Because if you shut off my show in the first 3 to 10 minutes, you will miss out on the most vital, the most crucial, the most developing in the WWE. That's why it's so important to stay through the entire episode, at least more than half of the episode if you can, if you got the time, to the rhyme, the dime, 619 me. While Drew McIntyre wasn't officially handed a suspension paper last night, WWE is heavily teasing that Aldis is his breaking point. Aldis is at his breaking point with Drew McIntyre and the way that he struck Randy Orton with the WWE title. And there's rumor and gossip that, again, we're hearing rumor and gossip that Drew McIntyre could have suffered, had Randy Orton suffer a concussion due to Randy Orton being struck in the skull, in the head with the WWE Championship. You got to wonder now, how is Randy Orton going to respond? How is Randy Orton going to react to what Drew McIntyre did on the Blue Brand of SmackDown on Sci-Fi last night? Also, any suspension referenced most recently is from late 2025 and was part of an older storyline as concerns Drew McIntyre. So again, Drew McIntyre is no stranger to being suspended. But again, we already got the confliction, the conniption of the WWE firings of Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair. But is it all part of the show? Is it all part of the script to get you more interested, to get you more invested into what is truly and really going down? Also, ladies and gentlemen, at this hour, we are receiving word. We got some breaking news coming in here, guys. Yeah, so again, guys, this is absolutely breaking news at this time. Charlotte Flair gets emotional and breaks down in tears. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we are receiving word that it is going to be Brock Lesnar one-on-one with LA Knight at WrestleMania. Now, that was reported earlier in the week. But ladies and gentlemen, the dirt sheets, the websites, the newsletters are now saying the 5 reasons why Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight at WrestleMania 42 is actually a terrible idea. 4 mistakes that WWE, again, 4 mistakes from WWE that would ruin WrestleMania 42. Also, Finn Balor takes a hilarious shot at CM Punk ahead of their showdown at the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. Also, we are receiving word that a major WrestleMania 42 match is set to be confirmed on the upcoming edition of Monday Night Raw this Monday night on Netflix. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Also, Triple H may have subtly confirmed that a WWE icon will turn heel after 37 months very soon. 4 directions for Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 42 after her Smackdown failure last night. Does that mean she's going to return? Does that mean a comeback? Does that mean she's not really fired? Your thoughts, your comments, and your sentiments on all of that. Also, 3 reasons why Uncle Howdy is returning to WWE singles competition next week against Solo Sikoa. That is what we're dealing with. That is going on right now here on SeanzView Entertainment. We give you the most depth. We give you the perplexity. We give you the complex situations. We break it all down because we do trust in the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers, and the suppliers of this very show. But, ladies and gentlemen, that certainly is not all, because we are also receiving word at this time. L.A. Knight. Is he being pushed? Is he being escalated? Or is he being demoted? Or is there heat? Is there friction? A huge story that is developing, that is unraveling right before our very eyes. LA Knight in the WWE, is there heat? Is there backstage frustration? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is all tying into another story that I'm working on a little bit later on, because, again, we do multiple videos a day. We package it progressively to give you the best, the latest, the newest, the most definitive, the most defiant. We're brewing up for you a breaking news situation on Randy Orton that you are not soon going to want to miss in the next episode of the spectacle that is the unapologetic SeanzView Entertainment. Subscribe.